Hi everyone, it is me, Carbundance. Welcome to my 365 days from eating disorder to recovery, and I show you what I ate a year ago and like in Quasi Recovery, and also the screenshots I took because they are very telling. They tell a lot about my state of recovery there. So you see here a ton of we're also going to go into the question of, if the weight gain stops, then why are there 200 kilogram people like who weigh that much? And I also panicked a lot about that thought, and I think a lot of you guys do, so stay tuned. Please do not skip this video. I really condensed this with the most valuable information and content that you can possibly gain from my experience, and so it really also helps my videos to be suggested to other people. You actually saw a photo of Freely Banana Girl here, and like someone, this person actually said about Freely that, her videos were what made them vegan 6 years ago, and they basically binge watched all of her videos and then they were just hooked. And it just shows, that's why I included it here, it just shows the kind of addictive mindset of people who are prone to, I don't want to say prone to fall, prone to falling for Freely's content, but like they are just drawn and attracted to that kind of lifestyle. It's just telling, just saying. And so you see all of the foods that I ate on that day. You can see it's already, again, very fruit based, basically almost all fruit throughout the day. The only other thing that I ate throughout the day were basically greens, in a smoothie. And I love smoothies, but the thing is, like, how I just cannot grasp now the thought that I thought that everything else would be unhealthy for me. And literally the thing that made me go so much back into my eating disorder and keeping me stuck so deep in the Quasi Recovery was the thing with my hands that I've been talking about a lot now in the recent times, because it was just something where I thought, oh my gosh, you see, you have to be this orthorexically healthy because otherwise you're going to have a deadly disease or something. And it's like, yeah, it was so harmful for me, this kind of mindset. Really the eating disorder, and also, the opposite of what I thought I have to do in order to get rid of this hands disease was what actually helped me. Yeah, that was dinner, a fully raw, very fruity day, because I thought I have to be as anti-nutrient free and all of the type of stuff, and as raw as possible and as fruit based as possible. Now, on to 1 week ago. That was my kind of breakfast. There's only some random insights here. This screenshot says, the problem with leaving veganism is the moral aspect. I tried keto and I didn't feel any better or just couldn't stick to it. I could quit and nobody would think I was a monster for doing so. Yes, and like that's my experience as well. It's just interesting. This is extremely true. I couldn't reimagine my life when I had to quit. I didn't know who I was and what I stood for anymore. Not eating meat was such an accomplishment. Also, I can identify with this so much. Okay, this is actually tanny raw. This fruit will be just fine with the celery I have on the couch, I think. I'll take it with me. I eat breakfast earliest 10 a.m. You can just see the rules she has, and this is actually in a hotel. Very sad reality, if you ask me. Okay, honoring mental hunger while watching Tabitha. That was basically me in recovery. Me with the full ice cream top and also the full fat version, no low calorie crap. And yeah, eating out of the packaging, full fat yogurt, yes. Because, no weighing the chips or the ice cream, not portioning it out, but just really trusting your body, taking the whole tub and just eat without any restriction. Okay, real talk. I think I am almost fully recovered, and then you can pause this and read through. But she's basically saying here a lot of things that I feel now as well. I feel very close to fully recovered, and that is just, my life is just being turned around by that. I'm also picking up Tabitha's book, Rehabilitate, Rewire, Recover, from the library this week, and so she's stoked. And that's basically the book that I am translating now into German, and it's the book that made my life turn 180 degrees. I have no appetite, but I'm still going to eat dinner anyway. You can read it through while she has no appetite, and that's basically also what I'm doing now. There's a lot of times where I don't even have appetite or hunger, and I eat anyway because I trained myself to do so. It's just I'm determined, no questions asked. All my body's systems run optimally, I think was there, and it's like a feeling that I have now. And I don't know this from my life before. I had some Swedish chocolate there, super nice quality. Twix, both of them on that day. And yes, I eat all of it. You guys also requested me showing myself eating it. I might include that more in the future. Yeah, hands up for barefoot. It was a really nice warm day. Really love this type of ice cream. I made it in the vanilla flavor. I basically include vanilla bean in there, and it's also with soy milk, which makes it so creamy. So it's pretty. Also I think this time not, but I make it very creamy and also fatty. It's not like only bananas, right? And love the popcorn with it as well. Okay, so Gains with Serena. Recover to join in with chocolate cake and custard on a random Tuesday evening just because. Yes, just because. And you have to do it. You have to do it when you have the choice. Like, not only on special occasions, you have to train yourself to do it. So what you do at home is not different from what you do when you're out. Also things like the fact that my mom made it with full fat milk, etc. Yes, give up all of the control and eat the full fat stuff. Determined not to let healing from body image and finally being close to full recovery ED-wise be replaced with going back to self-hatred for my face where it all began. Yes, because it always trickles down into other areas as well. Know that from myself, like anxiety and panic is trickling into all other areas of your life when you are anxious around food. So I was having dates here, medjool dates. Also had some of these took kind of crackers. My former eating disordered version would have been terrified of that because of all of the oils, and they are not even vegan, I think. And this is like with tahini sauce, some sweet potato dish. Okay, so let's get to today's question, which is just a very juicy one, very important to answer, and I feel like my hair's all over the place. But the thing is here, you see this? It's the baby hair. Like most of the times I don't even know what to do with my hair because I love that it's coming back. You see, all of this was basically bald. Very, because of the hair loss that I used to have because of the restriction. It's all growing back, but sometimes I just don't know what to do because it looks just like a rag. Very chaotic. But yeah, we love it. So, Chaos Queen, why are there 200 kilogram people when supposedly the weight gain ceases? So I made videos about how the weight gain will not last forever recently. You can watch those. And so someone, Nora Müller, already answered there are many components. It's like genetics, stress, dysbiosis in the colon, other diseases, and that is true already. I agree. So I think I might have not gone into that in the English version of my video, but I think in my German version I actually went into that. I found out in my recovery by going without any type of restriction, be it amounts or types of foods or anything or any kind of rules. I found out that it's not like I thought it would be, because I thought, okay, so now for the rest of my life, and it sounds really just so silly and stupid, but I genuinely thought that for the rest of my life I'm going to be addicted to food and it's going to have all the power over me, and I'm just going to just eat and eat and eat. And that's because that's just all I wanted to do. And that's just also all I did in my extreme hunger phase. Literally. And so I thought, like, I saw no end to this. And so what I found out after a couple of months, like, this is ceasing. It is going away. It is not, because I found out due to all of my values, like, my real self came out, and I noticed, wow, I expect more from life than my highlight in the day and the week and the month and the year and the decade being food. Like the donut, I love the donut, yes, but it's not the highlight of my day. It's like, I genuinely, and I think I could only grasp that then, like a few months into full recovery and into extreme hunger, because my real self was just dead, and it was just asleep under all of this eating disorder crap. And I was not able to feel this, not able to live up to my values. I had all of this, I carried all of this in my heart all of the time, but I didn't feel it. I could not live it because all of the restrictions, they just basically were part of all areas of my life in some way. And that made me feel and perceive like food is just like the highlight. And it was that highlight because I had restricted it, not because the food has the addictive power over me or anything. No, the reason and the cause of this, of me feeling addicted to food, was the restriction that had been preceding. And so the more I came out of the energy deficit, the more I reversed the energy deficit, that just went away slowly but surely as time went on. And now the reason I feel almost fully recovered is because I don't have any fear foods anymore, and I do not have this extreme hunger at all. I still eat a lot, mind you, and it's just like these fears are neurally rewired. I would not say 100%, but like very close to 100%. And also, I do not think about food, and it's not the highlight of my day. And that was something I could not wrap my head around. And so what does this have to do with this question? So, okay, speak in whole sentences, Miri. Now my heart and my brain circle around things that I find valuable, that really are precious to me, and also to God, I think. And just the real Miri comes out, and I have things that I want to spend my life with. It's not even, in short, food is not the purpose of my life. I'm not here to just spend all of my lifetime eating from morning to night. And it's just because it has become less exciting. Yes, I still get excited about great food. Like every time I eat, I'm excited about eating it. But it's not like when I'm not eating because I am genuinely 100% satisfied and 100% without restrictions, then I just have all these new capacities that I did not have before in my life. And that is where my purpose now is, my meaning, where I just invest myself into, and that just fulfills me. And so what does this have to do with this question? I tell you, simply and straight, I think that people, for example, like that typical cliche stereotype American diet kind of people who are just gaining and cannot move anymore, I think these people, for some reason, not because of the food, but because of their life circumstances or their history, they kind of failed to find out what really fulfills me. And I think it's very emotional, sometimes traumatic. Like there's huge stuff going on behind the scenes, also psychologically, that and in the soul and spiritually, where there is this hole and where healing needs to take place. And I also think that they're kind of having identity crisis. What am I here for? They're lacking purpose in life, meaning in life. Don't know, like, where is God? What is God? What am I here for? All of these questions. And then food, just like anything else, can become something that is being used to fill that hole, but it will never be able to fill that hole. And I think it's just deeper. And so I really do not care for what reason you feel like you're mentally hungry. Any reason is the right reason, in my opinion, to eat. Emotionally, I don't care if it's for stress. I do all of these things. I do not think that I think that is also, it is justified. Your body is requesting more fuel for a reason then. And just in my experience, this only, like this feeling of I just cannot stop, lasted only for the time when my real version, my real zest and quest for life, and just this joy about what is all possible for me to do and think about in life, and the new capacities being used, when that was not yet there, because the eating disorder and the energy deficit was still too strong, I had this feeling. But the more I continued, the more I pushed through and went with it, the more the energy deficit got reversed and the eating disorder went away. And that's where I found, like, actually got a glimpse, and then more and more glimpses of what I am alive for, and what I want to live for, and what I want to change, and how much I want to love, and all of that stuff. And I could not have gotten there without pushing through the extreme hunger. And so that's where I personally think that's what I personally think also adds upon the factors that Nora already also mentioned. Of course, stress is a big thing and stuff, but I don't think that is, I don't think that there's many aspects, but I don't think that stress and dysbiosis in the colon and diseases and like genetics are something that like breaks the straw. I think that it has a lot to do with the soul, and with kind of like a soul disease of people who are trying to fulfill their lives, their hearts, their souls with food. And it could also be heroin. It could also be, anything else. And but in these cases, it's food. And just humans are in need for healing. Humans have to get to terms with the fact that they are not God themselves. They will never be able to save themselves. And as long as they are trying, they are kind of wandering in the dark. And yeah, these are just my 2 cents around that. Also, I think it's very important for us to notice that the American diet, it's always displayed like, or presented as like, well, the burgers and the fries, it's their fault, and because they are addictive and stuff. But what has most of the times always preceded before that? Exactly, dieting, losing weight, crash diets, fad diets, restriction, and restriction is the key word here. Just full on restriction. And I only noticed and experienced this addictive effect when I was still in my energy deficit, which just totally went away on its own with time, without me controlling anything. And now no food has this addictive effect on me anymore. In fact, I am surrounded by all of these addictive foods all of the time. I don't spend one thought when I, don't have mental hunger. And I used to have mental hunger from morning to night, every single second in my extreme hunger phase. Why? Because I had restricted, not because of the bad evil foods that are addictive for me. So now I just eat it when I think of it, you know. Anytime I think of anything, I will just eat it, and then I don't think of it anymore, and then I will eat it again. If it's 5 minutes later or an hour later, it doesn't even matter. Okay, I will stop it here, and I would be very glad about our conversation and discussion under this video in the comments. And do share this video with a friend, please, that needs it. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me and my channel. And don't forget, Mondays are live stream days. Be there if you want your questions answered instantly, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.